today we are going to perform an experiment in our mechanical vibrations lab. So first our objective is to study the free vibration of two rotor system and to find out the natural frequency of vibration theoretically and experimentally. Theoretically means we are going to find out the frequency by using formula that is called analytical method. Another experimentally means we are going to perform an experiment and then again we are finding out the frequency. So for this experiment we require a two rotor setup, a stopwatch, a measuring tape and some weights of known masses. In our setup we are having a two discs. One is disc A, another one is disc B. Disc A is having moment of inertia IA. Disc B is having moment of inertia IB. These two discs are connected to each other as shown with the help of a shaft having torsional stiffness KT. The diameter of the shaft is small d. So these two discs are connected. These two discs are supported by the frame with the help of ball bearings. Ball bearings are so used because during our experiment we require negligible damping. So we are using a ball bearing support for the discs. So in this experiment we are going to give some torsional oscillations. That is, a disc will move in clockwise direction, another disc will move in anti-clockwise direction. So we are going to count the oscillation and noting down the time period of oscillation. After performing the experiment we are going to find out these values and we are going to fill these observation tables and analyze or compare the frequencies. Coming towards the setup, we are having two discs. This is disc A, this is another disc B. See here, disc B is having an additional diaphragm for adding additional weights so that moment of inertia of disc B can be varied. Disc A and B are connected to each other with the help of a shaft. The diameter of the shaft is known to us. So first we are going to measure length of the shaft. We will start from the one axis and move toward the other axis. The length of the shaft came out to be 96 cm, that is 0.96 meter. You can note down the length of the shaft. Now I am going to oscillate and noting down the time period for number of oscillations. For this I am going to use 10 oscillations and measuring the time period. So I am going to give a citation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The time period came out to be 6.05 seconds for 10 oscillations. Now we will move towards the observation table and perform the calculation. Then we are going to find out the frequency of oscillation. Now students, moving towards the observation table, first we are having a given data. Given data is provided by the manufacturer. dA is the diameter, that is given to be 0.225 meter, diameter of disc A. dB is diameter of disc B, 0.19 meter. W is the weight of the disc A, 2.732 kg. WB is the weight of disc B, 2.035 kg. Small is the diameter of the shaft, that is 0.003 meter. And G is the modulus of rigidity, is 0.8 into 10 to the power 11 Newton per meter square. L is the length. We have already measured this length, that is the between two discs or two rotors. Moving towards the observation, first we have noted down, we have counted 10 number of oscillation. We have noted down the time period for 10 oscillation, that is 6.05 for 10 oscillation. For one oscillation it came out to be 6.05 divided by 10. So I have written 0.605. This is the T actual that we have calculated from experiment. Moving towards the calculation part, here first we have calculated IP, that is polar mode inertia. This formula is given to us. By putting the values, we get 7.95 to 10 power minus 12 meters 4. Then we have find out the KT, torsional stiffness. Then moment of inertia of disc A, it came out to be 0.17288 kg per meter square. This is the moment of inertia of disc B, 0.00918 kg per meter square. Putting these values in this equation, this is the theoretical equation we have derived in our theory class. So by putting these values IA, IB, KT, we will get 0.599 seconds. This is the theoretical time period. After dividing with 1, we get theoretical frequency. F theoretical is equal to 1 T theoretical. It came out to be 1.669 Hertz. Now this is actual frequency. Actual frequency we have calculated from the actual time period, that is the experimental time period. The experimental time period is 0.605. By dividing with 1, we will get 1.652 Hertz. So these are the frequencies F theoretical and F actual we have calculated. So see here, F theoretical and F actual, these are nearly equal. So we can say that our experimental value and theoretical value are similar. So our calculated value and experimental value, they are equal. So we can conclude that our frequency calculation is correct. So this is our objective. So our objective is fulfilled. Thank you.